Okay, we're attempting this again. We were trying to film this, and silly me did not hit the record button. That's a little vital thing to do. So we're going to start off again. Mom's going to share with you. We're going to start off with the shade garden.
We're starting off with the beets because I pulled these this morning, and Paige said, "Oh," I said, "we need to get that in the movie if you're going to make a movie." But I'm going to make some pickled beets here. I'll oven roast them and then pickle them a little bit, and we'll have those. But I'm refinishing a table. That's why that's there. The back door is right here. And then here's Tiggy's little spot. She loves this place. She likes the bench and the pillow. She likes the soft love.
Yeah, Dad gave her a haircut.
And this is a scented, oh, she's kissing me. That's a scented geranium, nutmeg. And I'm going to pull the leaves off this for lunch. That's Swiss chard. So here's the, there's plants on the picnic table over there, including a holy basil over in the corner in a pot.
I gotta be careful I don't turn too fast and make them dizzy.
And this is an edible aloe plant. And I have a few more started that are smaller. You could take a leaf and have one for lunch and put it in your blender with your smoothie. It's real good for you. But this is kind of my secret garden. It's got a lace cap hydrangea, a porcelain berry vine that's getting ready to, is putting out berries now. The bees love it. And then there's shade-loving plants in here, hostas and Chinese forget-me-not, a toad lily, forget-me-not, a scented geranium, variegated Solomon seal here, which I understand the roots are edible. One of these days I'm going to try it.
Ooh, sorry.
Excuse me. And then here's a little geode with a little rock with a succulent in it, but this is sweet woodruff.
Oh,
right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
I think the squirrel or rabbit, I had a real nice little Japanese red maple tree rooted in there and growing real good, and something chewed it off.
Her butterfly bracket.
Japanese fern, which are crowded.
Hinge.
I started moving them so they're not so crowded.
I always love the ground cover.
Yeah,
it's so pretty.
In the spring, there's a lot of spring bulbs that bloom in there. But that's a Cuban oregano.
She's eating your green, you know.
That's okay. It's good for her.
That's where I get my sense of humor right there, my cute daddy.
Yeah, her mother has.
Yeah, he's playing on the roof.
This is a fuchsia, a miniature, a small one, but it blooms heavily. It doesn't drape as much, but it blooms a lot.
I love that. That's always been one of my favorites.
And this is a Petoskey. This is a stone from Paul's. There's an abandoned house on Paul's Place. This is a geode from this area, and this is the best fossil I think I've ever found. That's from this area.
Oh, yeah.
And that's your... Yeah, that's from Canada.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
There's some...
And then the workbench Dad made out of all recycled materials.
Yeah, I love that.
And the fountain is out of recycled materials. It's old galvanized tubs and a rusted spigot with just a little recycling pump.
You need a little something to sit right here so you can just take a nap.
Well, I did have a spot, but we usually sit on the bench.
Mom was saying on the other video when we started off, and I wasn't recording, that the video that we attempted the other day that kept cutting out with sound, she was all dressed up.
With makeup.
And makeup, and now she's wearing one of her homemade dresses, and
like 25 years old.
So she says you're seeing her in real life. This is her real personality.
This is Dad. He
Yeah.
makes things out of recycle. You know, that's an old insulator from a telephone pole.
That's neat. And his other one is over here.
One over there, and then there's one over there too. Yeah.
And you said he got that from a yard sale.
The kiva's from a yard sale. My orchids are over there. They weren't getting enough light. It's getting really shady in the shade house. This is my bay leaf plant, my herbs. I use it in herb cooking.
There's the
And I
outside.
think the yard has 3 kinds of succulents, and that's one of them. That's the blue succulent. And then the real little one is that steppable succulent, which is, it tries to grow all over. There's a little snake. He just went in.
No, where?
It was a little garter snake. It's okay, Paige.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on the gravel.
This is our grapes that they're producing, and they have we put them here because we had cats and we had a great big cage with an inside-outside place, and we don't have cats anymore. But this shaded them, and that's why that's there. And I have a cold frame for the winter that I put glass over and heal-in plants for the winter. And in the summer, this year, it's being used for watermelon. That's watermelon. There are several forming on there. I need to trim it back a little bit. But there's 2 volunteer tomato plants, so I guess we'll have some tomatoes later in the season.
If they volunteer.
They volunteered, and that's a nice big compost pile there.
Yeah, that's what Tiggy likes to get into.
And this is our comfrey plant, which is great for compost. We used to feed it to the horses all the time. They love it.
Comfort gives you comfort.
Yeah, and these salvias, this is an annual red salvia. The hummingbirds come to this, and then there's a bunch of them planted over there, but they're much slower coming up because they're not getting as much sun. But that's good because when this starts getting tired out, they should be blooming real heavily. Mm. And the hummingbirds will eat that coral. They'll come to that coral.
That's really pretty. I like
too.
that.
This is Hilo, which is a plant that grows native in this area. See the bees on it?
Yeah.
This is a all-around useful herb and healing, and it's in the basil family. You could tell it looks a lot like basil. There's actually,
hold on just a second. I'm gonna pause.
And so there's your Hilo, and then this is one of I only put a few of these cherry type tomatoes in, and this one's the low acid, and they're very, very sweet. And then there's a red basil, a green basil, a cinnamon basil, and then there's 4 different kinds of basil around this. And this is a little wild. Isn't that nice?
Oh yeah.
Dittany. It's really nice.
Oh, it smells good.
And then this plant over here is that you see is a winter's wood.
What's the matter, Tiggy?
Winter savory. Winter savory. You see the bees on it?
Yeah.
These are honey bees, and this makes me so happy because they love plants like this. This plant blooms a long time, and the honeybees have had a very hard time.
She's
So,
worked up over something over there.
I'm real happy that the bees like this. And
Yeah.
The oregano has been cut back and dried, and that's bonariensis, Verbena bonariensis that's coming up. And
With the purple flower heads?
Yes, and behind it is summer savory. Then there's 2 Japanese black plum tomatoes, and you can see the. I should go over there. You can see.
Back up.
I'll go around. You can see there's a lot of different. One thing I really love, it's starting to poop out now, but this little lemon thyme plant has been blooming steadily for 3 months. I've cut the chives here back several times because they flower too much and then they self-sow too much. But and I've been using them now. But the chive. What's she after? What are you eating? Dirt? That's good for you. You get minerals. See the strawberries?
Ooh, yeah.
Strawberries, and then there's
Looks good.
oh, I forgot this is okra.
Oh, okay.
It's a red one. And these are rosemaries that I got from root cuttings, and they're doing good. This is all zucchini.
Oh, your barbecue plant back there.
That's a barbecue.
Sue mentioned she'd never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a barbecue variety rosemary. This is just the regular officinalis rosemary. And this is summer savory. This is a sunflower coming up. These are actually fava beans that the rabbit's been eating.
I'm going to come around.
The rabbit's not supposed to eat my fava beans. See it?
Look at her sitting in there.
I know.
You're silly, Tiggy.
These are leeks, and I didn't grow them just right, but I'm getting ready to start using them.
I love this gate.
I have celery. I have the pimento peppers, cucumbers, dill. There's a red coxcomb flower that volunteers, and then this is endive coming up.
Wow.
Endive.
I wanted
and then
to get
the
this
beets,
chard
I'll
over
put
here. The
beets-
color so pretty.
What is it?
The chard right there with the red stem. Isn't
Oh
that chard?
yes. There's a green one, and then here's the red stem.
That's so
and
pretty.
that's the garlic chives next to it. Hi.
Hi.
So
I'm recording her garden.
she's getting. That is a hyssop there that's been cut back. Some things have bloomed. Several things have bloomed, and then I cut them back so they can bloom again, and it's starting. It's starting to bloom again.
Let me
This
see.
is your.
Yeah, I wanted to get
Zabrina
that. I love
hollyhock.
that. So
Yeah.
pretty.
I pulled a lot of mint out.
Did you?
Oh yeah, because it just grows rampantly,
Hmm.
and it'll come back. I see some trailing blue balsam mint coming down that way.
Let me check and see what the time
We're
is here.
getting ready to finish here because she's going to run out of time. The cucumbers have been producing really nicely, and we put in some blueberry plants. They have to be different varieties to bloom, to pollinate right. So hopefully we'll start having blueberry. And oh, I got a zucchini for you, Paige.
Oh, good.
Nice size one.
Thank you.
There's another one in there if you want it. Hi, Gator.
They have to play.
There's
This is the playhouse for the grandkids would play in.
Yes.
Sue asked if that was
Right.
mine when I was a kid, and it's was actually the one that the grandkids would play in.
Right. That's lemon balm. And then, of course, decorative grasses and Siberian iris and Carolina mountain mint. And this is a spirea, and that's a pink yarrow that I cut back. But this is getting ready to bloom. That is the wild monarda. It's purple, light purple. But look at the bees on this. I love that.
Yeah.
They're so busy. That's really good. See them?
Mm-hmm, I do.
And this is my pride and joy because I started it from a twig about that big.
Her baby bush.
My bush, my boxwood bush. And so last but
And
not
this
least,
little fountain thing too. That's
yeah,
I remember
we
that when
clean
I
it
was a
every day.
kid.
The birds love it. They love that service berry. They eat that, and they love the spice bush. So there's a Korean boxwood back there, and the irises are all done blooming, but this is the one thing that's blooming right now. This is called ghost plant. It's an artemisia. So it's also useful herbally, but it's really very decorative. And so that's probably about it.
okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for the tour.
You're welcome.
Tiggy, you're crazy. Is that your baby?
Yeah.
You playing with Dad with your baby? There's your baby. Just a little clip of our boo-boo, what is it called, outtake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is what they do at
Don't
the
look
end
at
of
my hand.
Antique Roadshow.
Okay. Stay tuned.
Here, there's not a whole lot that is blooming.
Mom,
What? What happened?
I didn't hit the record button.
You've got to be kidding.
No.